Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
This is a gripe about tech support, not referring to the company or people who work tech support. Well, kind of. It requires some explanation for me to fully explain what I'm actually complaining about. Understand that I have worked tech support for several years for several companies, ranging from major telecommunications, cell phones. I guarantee no matter where you are in the world, you heard of at least one company I've worked for. That's off topic. I have received calls literally where people just say, I don't even know what a modem is, but my internet's out. And I can understand that. Not everyone can know everything. Not everyone, no one knows everything. Okay, if a person's calling up in ignorance, wanting to know, all they know is it's not working, I can work with that. I can get that fixed. I can take care of that. Those are people that are good to work with. When the call comes in and the people start off by saying, I'm an engineer, I'm a network technician, you know it's going to be 10 minutes arguing before they finally unplug the device and resolve the problem. That's off topic. I mean, I actually did get a call from somebody who complained that his cell phone was defective, wasn't working, clearly needed to be replaced. Had to calm him down and just get him to buy into my troubleshooting. I had to tell him, oh, don't worry, if it is defective, we'll take care of this. I just need to do a couple quick checks to confirm that, and then we'll go through this. Now, I just need you to pull out the SIM card, check, make sure it doesn't dust or anything on it, it's breaking the connection. We have to make a quick blow inside there and then reseat it just to make sure it's making a good connection. And he then told me that he couldn't pull out the SIM card, and I'm thinking he didn't have the specialized tool needed to get it out or something. So I'm shifting gears to explain to him how to work around and get that. He then continued with, I'll lose the call. I asked him if he was calling me on the cell phone that was defective and incapable of making a call. His answer was yes. That's just being an idiot. That is not what I'm complaining about. What I'm complaining about is the shoddy, cheap work being done by so many technicians, and this is across the board. This is not just where I work or other places that I have worked. This is just across the board. I'm having a lot of calls with people saying, hey, this other technician told me this, and so the issue's that, and therefore you have to fix it. And they just basically told them a bunch of lies rather than explain what the issue is, how to fix it, and what needs to be done. They'll just give them a quick pat answer, get them off their phone because they're worried about their handle time. And I actually got a call. The person calls in. I'm the 5th person they talked to that day. All the other technicians did some quick answer, told them the issue's resolved, get them off their phone, and the issue wasn't resolved. It came back. You know, I spend the time, fix the root cause of the problem, issue resolved, customer's happy. But they had to call in 5 times to find the problem. It's ridiculous. I gotta call this customer, you know, wanting to know why we were only giving her 3 channels. She's paying for full service, and it took me a while to figure out what on earth she's talking about for her internet connection. Come to find out, she was probably having some kind of virus removal or something else. The technician had remoted into her computer, fixed whatever the other issue is, and she then asked why her internet was so slow. Rather than explain to her that she had a second-rate modem and computer, and incidentally she's on Wi-Fi, and at best your Wi-Fi protocols for the vast majority of people run around 25 megabits per second. Yes, you can get speeds up to 50 and even 80 megabits per second, but you're talking some high-end specialized equipment. And rather than explain this to her, that while she might be paying for high-speed internet of 50 or 100 megabits per second, or even 300 you can get if you, well, I'm not going to go into the different speeds of providers and stuff like that, doesn't matter. The point is, you have those limitations. And it doesn't matter what speed you're putting into your modem, the router, if it can only handle 25 megabits per second on Wi-Fi, that's what you're going to be getting. Now there's other benefits and advantages, total bandwidth, availability, the speed, data usage, etc. Because you can have several devices connected to Wi-Fi and without having too much of a problem and still be at that 25 megabits per second, which is the recommended speed for streaming and most other applications. Now, I did get a call from somebody complaining about the slow internet speed. Come to find out they had 14 devices on their Wi-Fi. I think I found the problem. But that's all. The thing is, this other technician told her the reason for her slow Wi-Fi, or slow speed, was he pointed at her Wi-Fi antenna signal rating on her desktop taskbar at the lower right corner. It had 3 bars out of the 5, so he told her that's 3 channels that we're letting her use, and she needs to call up her provider and reset it. He used her ignorance to give some pat, quick answer to get her off the phone. And now she calls me up wanting to know why we're only giving her 3 channels when she's paying for all of them. I would love to say I've only received 1 call like this. I have received so many calls where it's the stupid technicians, whether it be at another company or sometimes even within ours, that do these pat quick answers. One time I had to call in as a customer to the company I work for to get hold of another department to address a specific problem, and they were giving me pat quick answers. Oh, it's normal, it's supposed to be like that. It's that they saw it was an employee account and didn't want to actually try to resolve the issue. We're just going to give them pat quick answers. And we're like, okay, if that's the problem, why is it I couldn't find an article explaining that? Why does it not say that on the application when you go to download it? Oh, it's normal, that's the way it's supposed to be. And get me off the phone.
Warning.
For crying out loud! If that's the issue, just tell me, explain it, and move on. Instead of just giving these quick, generic, junk answers that don't do anything. And I've seen this across the board. Okay, you have to have stats, you have to have statistics, otherwise, you're going to have idiots sitting there on the phone for 3 hours chatting with somebody instead of actually fixing the problem, move on. So you have your handle time, you have your first call resolution, you have all of these stats. And rather than fix the problem, they're just worried about their 1 stat of handle time. Okay, we'll get that taken care of. I'll get my average handle time down to 5 minutes. People are calling back, trying to get hold of another technician to actually fix the problem, but hey, I got that stat down. It's getting ridiculous when I have customers being told outright lies by other technicians who are whatever certified, whatever I told them, and it's ridiculous because it leads to such a high level of misinformation on technology. Oh, it's a dual core, so it must be able to handle that. Well, it's a 1.1 gigahertz dual core. That's not going to do much. You're trying to run very high applications on it. It's not going to work. Well, I know my system's good enough because it has, 16 gigs of RAM in it. You're putting a dual core 1.2 gigahertz processor behind it trying to run all these other applications. It's not going to handle it. Throwing more RAM at the problem doesn't fix it. It just lets you have more memory. Once you meet that minimum requirement, anything more than that is just not doing anymore. And it's just, I see a lot of technicians, supposed technicians, giving misinformation, using ignorance of the population just to give some sales pitch to either sell a service, sell a product, get them off their phone quickly, and move on. And it's gotten a point of just sheer absurdity. So that's what I'm kind of griping about. It's just sheer absurdity. So all that said, if you are calling into tech support, you don't know if you're getting a good tech or not. You don't know if you're getting somebody who is going to resolve your issue or give you some quick pat answer, and most of the time people aren't able to tell the difference. What can I say? Don't assume everything they tell you is, shall we say, gospel, because you don't know. It's sad. It's sad what we have become. Whether it be because they're telling you that your any program you installed caused the problem, which, and you know, what can I say? So that's my gripe. That's my complaint. There's no real way to fix it because, well, here we are. At any rate, take that for what it's worth.